Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be going over what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Not the greatest week we've ever seen, however we do have some really good discounts going on this week, and one of the things that is discounted is the Pegasi Torero XO, which you can see right here behind me. This thing is an absolutely insane supercar with a great top speed of about 132 miles per hour, a ton of customization. It's based on the new Lamborghini Countach in real life, which is a pretty awesome car. It's all-wheel drive. The only real issue is that it does not have downforce despite having spoiler options, because the rear-mounted active spoiler is completely broken and has never worked since the day it came out. Praying that Rockstar fixes this one day, but for right now, you're not going to get any downforce, meaning that the cornering abilities of this car are severely handicapped. They could be a lot better, but still not the worst car. Definitely one of my favorites in the entire game, and definitely one that I would recommend looking into if you guys are interested. But for right now, we got to talk about how to make some money in Grand Theft Auto Online this week, and we do have a few different things going on. Starting off under the adversary modes, this is where we're going to find the best paying job or the best bonus of the week, which is going to be on extraction. This is going to be paying triple money as well as giving out 3 times RP. So if you're a lower level, this is probably what I would recommend you to try out and level up a little bit as well as get a decent amount of money. Triple money and triple RP, not ever a bad combo. This game mode is actually pretty fun as well, so if you're interested, this is definitely something that I would recommend checking out for sure. Now we also have double money and double RP on the Super Yacht Life missions. This will require you to own a yacht, but of course these missions will be paying double, so that is kind of good. Now we also have double money and double RP on hidden caches, so that is going to be another good way to earn some money this week. But unfortunately, no business bonuses or anything of the sort. So that does completely suck. But it's not the end of the world because the discounts this week are pretty good. So anyways, let's go over to the casino. We're going to talk about the podium vehicle, then to the car meet, we're going to talk about the prize ride, and then we're going to talk about some of the removed cars that are available again this week in online. Starting off in the casino here, we have the podium vehicle for the week. It is the Anis Euros. This thing is a pretty middle range performer. Not the greatest car ever to drive. It does have a drift tuning mode though, so if you want a drift car, this thing can drift. It's got a lot in the way of customization because it is from the Tuners DLC. However, as far as the Tuners cars go, when it comes to racing, it is about middle of the pack. It's really not that amazing. It is still a pretty cool car. I'm a fan of it. I would say try to win it if you can. And within the LS car meet, the prize ride for the week is the Vapid GB200. This thing is an absolutely awesome all-wheel drive little rally car, and you can get this thing for placing top 1 for 2 days in a row. So winning 2 races, 1 day each. So not too bad of a challenge really. This thing's got a decent amount of customization, pretty great performance. It's an awesome looking car. Really, I don't have anything bad to say about the GB200. You should definitely try to win this thing if you got a friend that you can win trade with. Now, as far as the vehicles go that are available within the car meet this week, we have 3 removed ones. We have the Bravado Verliere, which I'm not German. I know they're going to give me trouble in the comments for how I pronounce that, like they do every single time I talk about this car. This thing's pretty cool though. It doesn't have a lot in the way of customization, but it is still a pretty decent car, and it actually sounds awesome too, which is a cool feature about it. In the middle, we have the Enos Paragon R. This thing is fantastic in every sense of the word. It's all-wheel drive, it has great handling, great acceleration, a really good top speed, super competitive in the sports car category, and it's also got a lot of customization. There's nothing to dislike about the Enos Paragon R. This thing is absolutely fantastic. In my opinion, one of the best looking cars in the game. Definitely pick this thing up if you can this week because it is a removed vehicle, similar to the Bravado, whatever it's called. And then of course on the right we have the Ocelot Locust. I always go on and on about how great the Ocelot Locust is. It's a fantastic car. Decent amount of customization, but really why you're buying this car is for the handling. The handling on this car is absolutely superb. It is awesome. It's a great car to go and cruise around in the hills, in the twisty sections. This thing is absolutely awesome. You got to pick up an Ocelot Locust. Out of the 3, I would make sure to pick up the Enos Paragon R, number 1, then the Locust, and then probably the Bravado Verliere. And within Simeon's dealership, we have some more removed vehicles. Starting off in the back corner, we have the Ocelot Swinger. This thing is removed. It's a pretty very competitive sports classic car in GTA Online, so if you want to do some racing, this is not necessarily a terrible one to pick up. It's somewhere in the top 10, I want to say, so not really too bad. Right here we also have the Lampadaddy Viserys. Now this thing does have engine resistance, however it's not that bad, it's pretty ignorable. And it does also have a lot of really unique customization, including a wide body kit, and you can also put front mounted machine guns on it too, which is an unknown feature about this car. Very cool vehicle, definitely check out the Lampadaddy Viserys. The Ocelot Swinger is also discounted, by the way, I should say, and so was the Ocelot Locust. They're both 30% off this week, so do keep that in mind as well. Next up we have the Volcar Warrener. This thing is pretty interesting. It is a removed vehicle, I do believe. The Warrener, not the greatest car ever. It's one that you could probably avoid. It doesn't have a ton in the way of customization. It's got some stuff you can do, but not a whole lot. Overall, I'd say avoid this one. We also have the BF Bifta here, which has next to no customization. It is kind of a cool car, though. It is a dune buggy, which is kind of sick. Overall, it's a hit or miss, whatever you're into. If you want one, buy one. If not, don't buy one. And of course, we also have the Pegasi Botti 801RR here available as well. And I almost want to say that's an exclusive livery for it, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so take that with a grain of salt. And Luxury Autos sucks as always. We have the Imaggio and the Vapa Dominator GT available here. When is ROCKSTAR actually going to start adding some removed vehicles that are actually good to Luxury Autos? I really want to know this. ROCKSTAR, if you're watching this, please make this dealership good and worth going to. Within the chop shop, these are the vehicles that are available to be stolen this week. In order to get the Overthought Autarch, you're going to have to complete the Podium Robbery. You're going to have to complete the McTony Robbery for the Dinka Jester Classic, and for the Ennis Helion, you are going to have to complete the Cargo Ship Robbery. Definitely get the Autarch, it's the #1 best. If only we could keep some of these cars, that would be really cool, but unfortunately another week of no keeping the cars. And now we got to talk about the discounts. Starting off on Legendary Motorsport, under the two-door section, we will find the Pegasi Torero XO, like I was talking about earlier. It is discounted this week for 40% off, and if we scroll a little bit further down on the left-hand side, we're going to have the Grotti Furia, which is also 40% off this week. Another pretty awesome car. It is all-wheel drive, so it's pretty good performing. Has good handling, good launch, good acceleration, decent top speed, some nice customization. Overall, a very, very good looking car. On Warstock Cash and Carry, we also have the Sonar Station discounted on the Kasatka Submarine. This is going to be 30% off this week, so if you do want a Sonar Station, that is going to be 30% off. Over on Docktease, we have the Yacht discounted this week by 30%, including the actual purchase price as well as the modifications that you can do. So do keep this in mind. I wouldn't necessarily recommend purchasing a yacht. I have an in-depth video talking about this on my channel, so if you want to know more about that, I will link it in the description down below. But the yacht is just not super worth buying, to be honest, guys. If you don't have one, or if you've never had one, you're not really missing much. It's kind of really boring. I very seldomly go to my yacht. Not the greatest purchase I've ever made, that's for sure. And all of these upgrades are going to be discounted, so if you want to go chrome fittings, you get 30% off and everything like that. So do keep this in mind. If you want one, now's the time to buy it. But if you don't want one, or if you're unsure, I would say probably don't, because you're going to be a little bit disappointed and you're never going to actually go to it. However, we do have some more boat discounts this week. We have the Longfin discounted. We also have the Lampadaddy Toro, as well as the Speeder, and the Jetmax, as well as the Marquis discounted. I would not buy any of these boats in GTA Online, guys, because they're all Pegasus. You're gonna have to call Pegasus every time you want to use them, and spoiler alert, you're never going to want to use them, because who boats in GTA? It's very rare when you actually choose to go out and boat in GTA Online. I would not recommend purchasing any of the boats that are on sale this week, or any boats in general, to be honest. I wouldn't even really recommend the yacht either. So take that with a grain of salt. If you want to do it, you want to do it, whatever. But my advice is don't waste your money on boats. You won't use them nearly as often as you think you will. So that's it for discounts. That's it for what you should buy and what you should avoid. Next up, we of course have to talk about the time trials this week. Your RC Bandito time trial for today is Construction Site 1. Your Junk Energy time trial for today is Sewer System. Your regular time trial is Cafalia Way, and your HSW time trial starts right here in Sandy Shores and ends just outside of the junkyard all the way down here in La Puerta. Anyway guys, there you have it. That's been it for what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you learned something, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike, subscribe to my channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.